Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And that's all, folks. It looks like Warner Brothers is shopping around Looney Tunes to sell it. I never thought I would see the day.
Yeah, well, I knew they were shopping around that, Wile E. Coyote versus Acme movie.
Yeah.
I knew they were doing that already, but now you're talking like the whole shebang.
I did a video on the day the Earth blew up. I almost said Stan. So the Porky Pig movie, Daffy Duck movie, which people said is excellent. That's really,
what I'm hearing. It's really good. It's 2D.
Good. But it didn't do well at the box office. But the same company that picked up the rights to that could pick up potentially the Coyote versus Acme. But I said in the video, I said, well, they're just gonna kind of punt this stuff off. But there's no way that Warner Brothers would sell the mascots of Warner Brothers. Like, there's no way, right? Like, that would be like Disney selling Mickey Mouse, and here we are. Zaslav doesn't care. They're talking they might sell the Looney Tunes, which are synonymous with Warner Brothers, to just try to save some money.
Well, it sounds like if he wanted to sell it and he knew that he'd get pushback, he deliberately let this movie fail because they knew, apparently, according to reports, the Coyote versus Acme movie was amazing, and they shelved it. And then this other movie that just came out, they did like no promotion, no promotion whatsoever. They hung it out to dry, I think, just to get rid of it.
Yeah, and well, this goes along with, this is kind of the unified theory of everything, right? Because the same time that the Day the Earth blew up, bombed at the box office because it had no support. It made like $3 to $5 million or something like that. They pulled all the Looney Tunes content, or at least all the classic content, off of HBO Max, and then Tubi picked up the rights to some of the shows, but not all of them. And they think that they're looking to sell the lot off. And I'm like, how? Like I can't even wrap my head around this. Like, your Warner Brothers, Bugs Bunny is basically like the cartoon mascot of Warner Brothers. And you're gonna sell them off.
But it makes sense though. Like if you think that he didn't advertise the film, it did.
Yeah, it makes sense. And I hate it. He's using it for justification. Like he set it up to fail on purpose, and he's like, "Oh, gotta sell it." That doesn't make it's stupid. It's a really stupid move, but whatever. They were talking. They said, "Look, this guy," and we said this before. It's the same with Cartoon Network. Like they just like let Cartoon Network die. They pulled a whole bunch of animation content off of HBO Max. They were going to go all in. I remember we actually got a care package from them.
Yes.
Back when they liked us, but we did like when they first started HBO Max. It was an animation themed package, and they sent us a whole bunch of really cool stuff. We did an opening of it. This is like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, and I like the one promotion said they actually had the gingers.
Yeah,
it was a running joke. They were race swapping all gingers, and we have the gingers.
And they were all in on animation, and then they just decided once Zaslav came in the picture that they were like, we don't care.
That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, what are they going to have left? Like, there's talk they might sell DC.
Yeah,
there's talk that Universal might want to be buying that one because they're losing Marvel. Over they have the Marvel deal over Universal in Orlando and stuff. But that one's who knows what's going to happen with that. They'd have the DC characters they could replace it with. So there was talk there, and now they want to sell off Looney Tunes. They destroyed Cartoon Network. It's like, what do you have left?
I think we're seeing what the game plan was all along. It was never to save Warner Brothers. It was to rip it apart and sell it for scrap.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing. They're selling Warner Brothers piece by piece for scrap. And I mean, the flip side is maybe somebody would actually get a hold of the Looney Tunes characters that cares about them.
Do they have a list of who's interested? You don't know.
No, this is a rumor. We're going to talk about this. I'm just like, I just can't believe. I mean, this is actually one. There are very few entertainment stories that shock me anymore, but this one, again, this makes as much sense to me as selling off Mickey Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the thing is, I think Zaslav is crazy enough to do it. The fact that if they were actually taking care of Looney Tunes and treating it well, I'd be like, okay, this doesn't seem to have any merit whatsoever, this rumor. But given the source, it's Jeff Snyder. Mm-hmm. And he said he's been hearing that this is why all this weird stuff is happening with Looney Tunes, because they're going to sell it. I don't even know who they'd sell it to. Universal maybe?
I don't know. I was wondering that because they might, jump on that.
They might actually do a better job with it. Like they'd be part of DreamWorks. I mean, that'd be weird. I mean, come on.
Tubi be interesting. Well, Tubi doesn't create stuff. I mean, they do anything now. I thought they started making their own stuff.
They're doing some, but not
animation though.
Yeah, Murdoch Fox is still doing animation, but I don't know. Let's talk about this a little bit more. We're like 5 minutes into it. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Hey, I got to plug myself. Can I plug myself?
I don't know.
Can I plug myself? I did a Derez gaming live stream over on Clownfish Gaming. We're going to do these more often over there. Gaming news, kind of a roundup, and we are looking at trying to work out a schedule to bring Clownfish TV live back to Clownfish TV as well. So I think we're gonna have a lot to talk about for the next couple of years. Everything's going to hell in a handbasket. Why not? But you can check that out. Yeah, so this is the initial report. ComingSoon.net had it, and they said that the Snyder, which he's been right before, Jeff Snyder, he said Warner Brothers is looking to get rid of Looney Tunes. He said, it makes
sense because they did nothing to promote this movie. And it's like, look, it's a failure. And then they started taking everything off the platform. So it's kind of like this adds up.
And it's kind of like with DC too. We're looking at like they're giving James Gunn a chance with Superman, but like, they're canceling DC projects. Animation means nothing to Warner Brothers at this point. I mean, how many animation projects have they canceled? They don't care.
No.
Snyder said, I'm told that part of the reason Warner Brothers decided to sell Coyote versus Acme to Ketchup rather than take a tax credit a month before tax day is because the studio is trying to sell off Looney Tunes altogether. He said there's no official comment on the matter from Warner Brothers at this time. However, it's worth noting that the original Looney Tunes animated shorts, which ran from 30 through 69, were recently taken off of HBO Max. Mm-hmm. Deadline reported the show is no longer viewed as a priority as the streamer will prioritize adult and family programming.
I just don't understand what they have left.
Because that was one of the big selling points for Max was like, oh gosh, guys, look, we're going to have all this Cartoon Network content. So I have to wonder, they had all these Cartoon Network movies or whatever, Cartoon Network branded movies that were supposedly going to be on Max and not on Cartoon Network because Cartoon Network basically doesn't exist at this point. Mm-hmm. They got rid of the studio and everything. Are they going to walk that back and just be like, you know what, we're getting out of the cartoon business. We're not doing this anymore.
Unless I don't know, but that's what the family programming is. I don't know.
Well, no, I think that's like little kids stuff. But they got rid of Sesame Street too, off of Max. Like,
yes, this something's going on. They're
selling parts of the company for scrap, is what they're doing. Zaslav knows there's no way to save the company, so in true corporate raider style, he's just gonna chop everything up into bits and sell it off. And then he's going to walk away with Discovery because that's all he cares about. He cares about Discovery Channel, which is basically printing money. You just film people doing stupid shit.
Well, he came from there, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was brought in with Discovery.
Because the problem with this is, and again, Zaslav at first, it was like, okay, yeah, he's cutting stuff here and there, and he needs to do that. There's some things that need to get cut. But like Bernie got Rooster Teeth back. Mm-hmm. I've heard through the grapevine that they're open to, and Warner Brothers is basically a yard sale. They're open to selling anything back to creators as long as they have the right amount of money. Mm-hmm. It's really weird. I could see some of the stuff winding up at Netflix maybe or whatever. But they said, yeah, other spinoffs like the 2020s Looney Tunes cartoons are still available to watch, but not the classics. They said in addition to Coyote versus Acme, Warner Brothers sold The Day the Earth Blew Up to catch up. Following some internal restructuring in 2022, and it only made $6 million at the box office.
Okay, so who released it? Warner Brothers or Ketchup?
Ketchup.
Oh, okay, that's probably why I didn't put much in it to promote it because they probably didn't have the money to.
People said it's really damn good.
I know, that's what I'm hearing too, and they said it's 2D animation too, which it was returned to form. I didn't realize it was Ketchup that distributed it.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't paying attention because I didn't even know this thing was coming out. Other than my friend Sarah mentioning it, I didn't know it was coming out until it was out.
So now they're saying that there's a deal for Coyote versus Acme, which that was the one everybody wanted because, again, they said that it was done or almost done, and the test screenings were fantastic.
They said people loved it.
Yeah, and I don't understand because they're looking at like, okay, well, we can sell it to somebody, but I'm like, wait, you're gonna get more of a tax credit than you would get in because I can't imagine that a company like Ketchup is going to have like, oh yeah, we got like $200 million laying around to buy your.
I don't know, but they're saying that they're going to release that theatrically next year if everything goes through, which would be good. Hopefully, it gets promoted more than they did with this one.
Yeah,
they would have done better had they promoted it.
Yeah, but I don't even know who Ketchup Entertainment is, right? I mean, maybe they'll wind up with the whole thing. Maybe they'll sell all of Looney Tunes as Ketchup Entertainment, which I don't even know who they are, but they seem to care about it. But this is on top of Tubi getting the rights to some of the shows, like the old Looney Tunes show. Well, it's not old, but from like 10 years ago or whatever it was, which I actually liked. A lot of people didn't like it, but
I just think it's funny because here's Tubi coming again.
Yeah.
And I remember years ago someone saying when they got the money from Disney and bought Tubi that if I were Disney, I'd be watching out for Tubi.
Yeah, because that's Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah, you said that. If I were him, I'd buy Tubi and come at Disney with my own thing because you took their money, bought this thing for much, much less.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing.
I like the Looney Tunes show. I've said before that I liked it. It was Seinfeld with Bugs Bunny, but I'm okay with that. But they're getting that, and they're getting a whole bunch of Scooby-Doo stuff. So it's basically whatever they don't want, I guess. And they're probably just making deals. They're probably just like, hey, we don't want it. Do you want it? Pay us, give us a figure. We'll give you our stuff. They don't want this content on HBO Max anymore.
Wait, so Tubi's getting the Scooby-Doo movies?
Yeah.
You have to tell our daughter, because ironically, our daughter was literally just talking about the Scooby-Doo movies yesterday and how much she loves some of them. And I think a lot of these are ones that she never even saw because she was out of it by then. I'll have to let her know.
Scooby-Doo Mecha Mutt Menace.
I'll have to let her know they're going to have them on Tubi because there's ones that she hasn't seen that she probably wants to watch.
Well, I think some of the old the Scooby-Doo movie, they call them the Scooby-Doo movies or whatever, where they had the stars like Mama Cass and Don Knotts and stuff like that back in the 70s. Some of those I don't think they have the rights to anymore because I know like the Addams Family one went missing because there's different rights issues and stuff. So you can't get all of them as far as I know, because we had the box set. I remember we had we actually collected all the stuff. We had the box set, which probably turned into dust because people said, I guess, Warner Brothers stuff that had disc rot.
Yeah.
2000s, but I'll have to check it and see if it turned to dust. But and they didn't have the Addams Family. I'm pretty sure they didn't have the Addams Family in there. And I was bummed because I'm like, that was the one I wanted. But I don't know, guys. This is crazy. I mean, we're living in a world where like everything is for sale.
And it's like you said, it's as if Disney sold Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. And then I'm sitting here thinking, like, if Disney gets hard up enough someday, I'm not saying now, but someday, would they consider selling off pieces of Disney like that?
I don't know.
I mean, that's crazy to think about, right? But I never thought we'd be at a place where Warner Brothers is thinking about selling off Looney Tunes.
It's still rumors. Nothing's official.
I think all the evidence is supporting
I agree.
this rumor.
I'm just saying I want to make sure people realize that it's still rumor. It's not a done deal.
It's a rumor, but I think it's a possibility. I think if the number is right, they will absolutely do it. So, because they don't seem to care. They don't care. So that's all, folks. So we're gonna wrap it up.
Right?
Gonna wrap it up?
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.